This is the Math 125 Intermediate Algebra. Today we are going to review Chapter 1 from Chapter 1 to Chapter 5. First question, perform the indicated operation if possible and simplify. First A, -1/9 minus 2/3. This is equal to multiply the find LCD. So 9, 3 times 3, it's a 9. So both times by 3. So get -1/9 and minus 6/9. Same denominator, it's 9. Then we got -1 minus 6. So it's 9, -1 plus -6. So we'll get it's -7/9. And B, -1/8 minus -3/6. So we find the LCD. You can find LCD, or the other way, you can reduce 3 first. So get -1/8. Negative times negative is a plus 1/2. So 2 times 4 is 8. So both numerator denominator times 4. So get -1/8 add 4, 8. So we got same denominator 8. -1 add 4. -1 add 4. It's 3, 8. And C, it's -3/7 divided by -9/14. So we -3/7, we change division to multiplication. The second fraction reciprocal 14/9 and cancel. 3 and 9 common factor is 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 7 and 14. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Then negative times negative become positive. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3, it's 3, 2/3. Question 2. A. Solve the linear equation. Solve for the linear equation. It's 1/3 x minus 5, 6 equal 7, 6. So we can move this to the right side. 1/3 x equals 7, 6. Add 5, 6. So then 1/3 x equals 7 add 5. Same denominator is 6. 7 add 5 is 12. 12, 6. And reduce. So 1/3 x equals 12/6 is 2. And then times 3. Times 3 on the left and on the right. 3 cancel. So we got x equal 6. B, 2b. It's 6x minus 5 equal 21x. So we can do is move this 6x to the left. Get 21x. Move minus 6x. So 6x move to the left. Minus 6x. Then -5 equals combine like term. -1 minus 6 is 15x. Then solve for the x. So you divide it by 15 both sides. 15 cancel. So we got x equal -5/15. Then divided by 5 both sides. Get -1/3. Next question. C. It's 3 times 4x minus 5 equal negative 36. So first of all, we we divided by 3 on the left and the right, because the 36 is divisible by 3. So we divided by 3 on the left and the right. So 3 cancel. So get 4x minus 5 equals 36 minus 3 is negative 12. Then you add 5 both sides. So we got it's 4x equals, this cancel, equal negative 7. Then divided by 4 both sides. 4 cancel. So you got x equal negative 7 over 4. Question 3. Solve for the formula. 3a. If v equal 1/3 bh, solve for h. So first of all, we times 3 on the left and on the right. This 3 cancel. So we got it's 3v equal bh. And solve for h. So we divided by b on the left and the right. B cancel. So get h. H equals 3v over b. That's the answer. Then next one, 3b, solve for the x. Is rx equals cx plus d. Solve for the x. So we move minus cx both sides. Cx cancel. So then we got rx minus cx equal d. And the x term on the left side, you can combine, factor out the common factor x, distributive property, factor out x in the parentheses has r minus c equal d. You can check it. X times r is rx minus c times x cx. Then divide both sides by r minus c. And r minus c cancel. So get x equals d over r minus c. Next question, question 4. Here, here given the function, this we call a piecewise function. If x is negative, less than 0, use function value, it's a negative x squared. If x is between 0 and 5, including 0 and 5, the function value is 2x minus 1. If x greater than 5, the function value is x plus 5. So first of all, f of 0, you look at the 0. 0 is x greater than or equal 0, so use second one. So 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1. X use 0, plug it in. 2 times 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1. So function value, it's a negative 1. Then f of negative 2. Negative 2 is less than 0. So you use the first one. So it will be negative 2 squared. And put the parentheses. Negative 2 squared is 4. In front have a negative sign. So it's a negative 4. F of 6. 6 is greater than 5. So use the third one. Plug into the third one. X substitute by 6. 6 plus 5, get 11. This is we call piecewise function. Question 5. Liberty paid $215 for her phone, and her monthly service fee each month is $45. And A formula, the linear function, we call C of t, cost function, to model the cost for the t months of the service. So first of all, pay $215, add per month, pay $45 for t months. So after t months, total cost is $215 at 45 times t. That's the linear model. The B, determine the amount of the times required for the total cost to reach 665. So this total cost is 665. So you let the cos equals 665. And that means this one, 215 cos, it's 215 plus 45t should be equal 665. Then you minus 215 on the left and the right, and we'll get 45t equals 450. Then divided by 45, both sides, and you will get t. T, it's how many? So it's t equals 10 months. So t 10 months. So it takes 10 months for the total cost to reach $665. Then question 6. Classify each function as linear function or quadratic function or another polynomial function or an absolute value function or a rational function. A, 2 over x, this is in fractional form. In fractional form, fraction is a rational number. So as long as in polynomial divided by polynomial, we call rational function. So A is a rational function. B, degree is 2. Here degree is 2 is we call quadratic function. And the C, degree is 1, 2x to the power 1. We call linear function because the graph is a line. It's a linear function. And the D have this absolute value symbol. So that's absolute value function. So A, rational function, B, quadratic function, C, linear function, and D is absolute value function. Question 7. Given the two function, g of x is 2x squared minus x, h of x is 2x minus 1. Find out the following. A, g of 2b. 7. G of x is equal to x squared minus x. So g of 2b. Substitute the 2b in x. 2b squared minus 2b. So it's 2. 2 squared, it's 4. b squared, it's b squared minus 2b. So 2 times 4b squared is 8b squared and minus 2b. And the b find out h of 2a. Since h of x given is 2x minus 1, so substitute 2a into the x. So it's 2a minus 1. So it's 4a minus 1. 4a minus 1. And the C. And find out the two functions add together. G plus h of x is equals g of x plus h of x. Is the two functions add together. And g of x is 2x squared minus x. And the h of x is 2x minus 1. And we need to combine like terms, simplify it, get 2x squared plus x minus 1. Negative x plus 2x is a positive x. And the D, find out subtraction. G minus h of x. That is the two function do subtraction. G of x, this means G of x minus h of x. And the G of x is 2x squared minus x minus, what is h of x? 2x minus 1. Put the parentheses. You need to put the parentheses. It's 2x minus 1. And remove the parentheses. 2x squared minus x minus 2x. When remove the parentheses, negative times negative become plus 1. Plus 1. Then combine like term. and the two terms are like term combined. So we got is 2x squared. Negative x add a negative 2x is negative 3x plus 1. That's subtraction. And the E, it's multiplication. E is g times h. E is g times h of x. This means g of x times h of x. Now, what is g of x? G of x is 2x squared minus x here. And put the parentheses times h of x is 2x minus 1. You need to simplify it and use the FOIL. First term product, outer term product, inner term product, last term product. It's a FOIL method. 2x squared times 2x, 2 times 2, 4. X squared times 1 more x is 2, add 1 is cubed. 2x squared times negative 1 is a negative 2x squared. X times 2x is a negative 2x squared. Negative x times negative 1 is a positive x. Then the two terms are like term combined. So it's x squared term, 4x cubed. Both are x squared. Negative 2 added negative 2 is negative 4x squared plus x. So that's the answer. Next question is division. Is divide h over g. H over g of x. This is f. So divide. So this means h of x over g of x. And the h of x is 2x minus 1. G of x is 2x squared minus x. Then factor out the common factor, x squared and the x. Common factor x take out, remain 2x. Divided by x, so still have 2x. Minus, still minus. X over x is 1. You can check it. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is x. Then reduce 2x minus 1. So we got it's 1 over x. So that's question 7. And question 8. Use the substitution method to solve for the linear system. Question 8. It's 2x minus y equal negative 3. That's first equation. 3x plus y equals negative 2. Second equation. Here I want to use substitution method. So you have to show your substitution method work. So you can isolate y or isolate x. Like we can do from first equation to isolate y. So I move y to this side. Move negative 3 to this side. Change the sign. 2x plus 3 equal y. Y move to the right. Minus change to y. Negative 3 move to the left. Negative 3 change to plus 3. So we got is y equal 2x plus 3. Then put into the second equation. In y. This 2x plus 3 put it in y. So we'll get 3x plus y substitute by 2x plus 3. That equal negative 2. Then combine the 3x add 2x is 5x. Minus 3 both sides. And you got negative 5. Then divided by 5. Cancel 5. So you got x equal negative 1. That's the first one. X equal negative 1. Then x equal negative 1. Plug it into here. And you got y. So y equal 2x plus 3. So x is negative 1. And get negative 2 plus 3. So get y equal 1. So then we have to check with x is negative 1, y is 1. With which one? Because from first equation we got y equal 2x plus 3. And so we don't need and we plug into this. This come from first equation to get y equal 1. So we don't check with the first equation, check with second equation. So second equation is 3x plus y equal -2. X use -1 plug in. Y it's 1 plug in. See whether equal -2 or not. So since -3 add 1, -3 add 1 is -2 equal -2, it's checked. And so then you put the final answer. The answer will be x is -1 and y is 1. That's the solution. Next question, question 9. Solve by elimination method. Show your work by elimination method. So it's 3x minus y equal 1. We say the first equation. And the second one is -6x plus 2y equal -2. That's the second equation. By elimination method. So you can times by 2. First one times by 2. Or second one divided by 2, because here 6 to -2 is a common factor. You can divide it by 2. You can do either way. Now let's try second one divided by 2. Get -3x plus y equal -1. You can call third equation combined with first equation. Second equation divided by 2, -3x plus y equal -1. And combine with first equation and do addition. 1 add 3. 3x add -3x is 0. -1 add y is also 0. Equals 1 add -1 also 0. Always true. Always true. So there are many solutions. And then how to write down the answer. Write the answer, you can put the system way. System way, you can solve for y. Like this one, like first equation, if you solve for y. Or you can use third equation. Third equation, you can move this to the right side. Got y equals -3x, move to the right, become +3x minus 1. Or you can use the first one. Move this, it's still this one. Then you write down equation. It's y equals 3x minus 1. X belong to all the real numbers. So there are many pair of solutions. And the question 10. Question 10 is 4x plus 5y equal 3, 2x minus 4y equal 8. First equation, second equation. And want to solve by the elimination method. Solve by elimination method. So we do, you can either eliminate x or eliminate y. Or you can divide it, because this is 2, this is 4, this is 8. You can divide it by 2 each term, either way. So you can do is second equation times by -2. So 2x times -2 is -4x. -4y times -2 is positive 8y. 8 times -2 is -16. Then you call third equation with first equation. Do elimination method. This time each term times by -2. This times by -2. And this times by -2. -2 times 2x, -4x. -2 times -4y is plus 8y. 8 times -2 is -16. Then combine with first equation, add together. First equation add the third equation, add together. 4x add -4x is 0. 5y add 8y is 13y equal 3 add -16 is -13. Then divided by 13. And 13 cancel. So get y equal -1. That's y. And then y equal -1, you can plug it into the first one or the second one to get x. Now, So let's do y equal -1, put into the first one to get x. So it's 4 times x plus 5 times -1 equals 3. Then we got it's 4x minus 5 equals 3. Then add 5 both sides. Then you got 4x equal 8. Then divided by 4. Cancel, so get x equal 2. Then you check it. Check. X is 2, y is -1. With which equation? Because we plug into the y equal -1, put it into the first equation to get x equal 2. So we don't check first equation, we check with second equation. Check with second equation. Second equation is 2x minus 4y equal 8. And plug in. 2 times 2 minus 4 times -1 equal 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative plus 4 equal 8. So you got 8 equal 8. Checked. It's true. So then you answer the solution. X is 2. And y is -1. It's the solution. Then next one is question 11. Find the equilibrium points for the demand and the supply function. Equilibrium points is when the equilibrium points is when demand and the supply are equal. So number 11, demand function is 102 minus 12p, and the supply function, p is price, how much dollars per units, how much dollars per units, and 62 plus ap. P is in terms of price. Demand is how many units, how many items. Demand and the supply, when the items are equal, that's what we call demand and the supply. How many items are equal, we call equilibrium points. Ask you what is how much price per units when demand and the supply are equal. So we let demand 102 minus 12p equal supply 62 plus AP and solve for P. So then you move 62 to the left, 12p to the right, change the sign. Got 102 minus 62 equal AP plus 12p. Then 102 minus 62 is 40 equals AP add 12p is 20p. Then you divide it by 20 both sides. Cancel, so get p equal 2. So which is $2 per unit. When a price is $2 per unit, the demand and the supply are equal. You can plug in p, use 2, plug in demand function. You got 102 minus 12 times 2. So it's 102 minus 24, and you got 76 units. You also can plug into supply function. P use 2, plug in, and get 62 plus 8 times 2. Get 62 plus 16. So it's 78. Yeah, 78. So add together is 78 units. So then you will answer. You will put the answer. You will say equilibrium point is when the price is $2 per unit and both demand and the supply are 78 units. And question 12, given 2 points, find the m and the b. Linear function. Given the linear function, the linear function is y equals, y is f of x, equal mx. M is the slope, b is y-intercept. Slope-intercept form for linear function. And this is the line, contain the 2 points. One is -2, -4. The other one is 1, -13. I didn't draw very precisely, but just say contain the 2 points. So you can do either way. You can use slope formula. There's 2 ways to do. Or you can use the linear system do. And since this chapter we learn how to, this is a chapter we learn how to solve for linear system. So we can do by linear system. First one is -2, -4, and this put in x, this put in y. So y is -4, x is -2, plug in. So we got -4 equal m times -2 plus b. And then that is -2m plus b equal -4. And you say this is the first equation. And the second point, it's 1 -13. And this is for the x, and that's for the y. Y is -13, put it in, equals m times x is 1, plug it in, plus b. So it's m plus b equal -13. And this is the second equation. The 2 equations form a linear system. One is -2m plus b equals -4. That's first equation from here. Second is m plus b equals -13. That's second equation. Then you can do by elimination method. You can subtract minus. You do the first equation minus second equation. You get -2m minus n. b minus b is 0 equals -4 minus -13. So b cancel. b minus b is 0. And this -2m minus n, it's -3m equals -4. Add 13. Net become plus 13. So we got it's -3m. -4 plus 13 is 9. And then you divide it by -3 on the left and on the right. So m equals -3. And this is the slope. Now then we plug into either the first one or the second one to get b. So m equals -3. Now we can plug into like the second one. And -3 put m plus b equals -13. Then you add the 3 on the left and the right. So get b. b equals -10. So then this is by a linear system to do. There's another way to do. You can do by slope formula. If given 2 points, slope formula. Slope formula is equals y change over x change. If given 2 points, -2, -4, and 1, -13, the 2 points. And you can assume this is x1, first point, and this is the second point coordinate. So plug it into this formula. Y change, -4 minus -13 over x change, x1 minus x2. Plug it in. -2 minus 1 on denominator, x change. Y change, -4 minus 13, it's -4, add 13. -2 add -1 is -3. So you got 9 over -3. So get -3. That's the slope. And how to get y-intercept? How to get b? Y-intercept. So function is y is equal mx plus b. And you can use either first point or second point, either one. You can get B. And then this is y equals m is -3, so -3x plus b. Now, then you can plug in. X use -2, plug in. And y use -4, plug in. So we get -4 equal -3 times x is -2 plus b. And then you got -4 equals net becomes 6 plus b. Then you -6 both sides. Cancel. So you get -10 equal b. So you got it's b equal -10. So this is the second way to do. Now question 13. A. Solve for the inequality. 13a. It's -4y minus 1 less than or equal 19. So we add 1 both sides, or just move over, change the sign, and you will get it's -4y less than or add 1 both sides, and get 20. Then you divide it by -4. -4y and 20. When you divide it by -4 on left and on right, you need to reverse less than or equal, become greater than or equal. Reverse the inequality. -4 cancel, and you get y greater than or equal -5. That's the solution. B, it's 2, 6 minus x greater than 3x plus 2. Here has a parenthesis. First of all, we distribute it in. So we will get 12 minus 2x greater than 3x plus 2. And then you move this over, change the sign. Minus, move to the right, become plus 2x. Still less than. Here, this. And then move 2 over, -2 both sides, and become 12 minus 2. Change the sign, plus, change to minus. It's -2 both sides. So the 12 minus 2 is 10, greater than 3x plus 2x is 5x. Then divided by 2. When you divide it by 5, when you divide it by positive, you don't change the sign. So it's 10 is 2 greater than x, and rewrite x first. So x less than 2. Solution. Next question. C, solve the inequality. This is 13C. It's 1 less than or equal -2t less than -3 less than 7. Compound inequality. So first of all, we solve for t, isolate the t. So we add 3 each side. So 1 add 3 is 4. Less than or equal -2t, this is 0. Less than 7 add 3 is 10. Then we need to divide it by -2, isolate the t. So each term divided by -2. When you divide it by -2, this less than or equal have to change. Change to greater than or equal. Less than have to change to greater than. And cancel. So you got -2 greater than or equal t greater than or equal -5. And put in order, in ascending order, put -5 first. Become less than or equal t, less than or equal -2. That's the solution. C. Then D. Solve for all. D. So will be this is 13D. 3x minus 1 less than 8, or x minus 4 greater than 2. So this you add 1 both sides, and this add 4 both sides. So you will get it's 3x less than 9, or those cancel, or x greater than 2 add 4 is 6. Then you divide it by 3 on the left and on the right. So cancel, you get x less than 3 or x greater than 6. That's the solution. And question 14. A. Solve for the absolute value equation. So this absolute value of x equal 5. So since the absolute value of 5, it's a 5. And the absolute value of -5 also 5. So therefore, this question has two solutions, positive or -5. Then B, absolute value, 14b, absolute value of a greater than 4. If greater than 4, then one side it's a should be greater than 4, no problem. This 0, 4, -4, all the number greater than 4, take absolute value is still greater than 4, like 5, absolute value of 5 is 5, 6, absolute value of 6 also 6, they are greater than 4. But the other side also, because like -4, -5, -6, those negative number, you take absolute value, become positive, become greater than 4. So the other side is a less than -4. So that's the solutions. B. Then C, 14C. 14C, this one. Absolute value 5 minus x equal -2. This one, since 5 minus any number, any real number, if you got positive or 0, if x is 5, you got 0. If x is 6, you got negative. But take absolute value is going to be always non-zero, either positive or 0. Never equal a negative number. So there's no such x satisfied. Plug it in, subtract from 5, take absolute value, become positive, minimum is 0, never negative, never equal a negative number. So this question, you say no solution. You can say no solution or empty set. Question 14. The next one, 14C. Next one is 14D. Solve for this absolute value, 14D. Its absolute value -2t minus 4 greater than 8. So then you have to write down -2t minus 4, this part, greater than 8. Then take absolute value will be greater than 8. No problem. You understand this. There's another part. Is this part, -2t minus 4 is less than -8. If this part is less than -8, like -9, -10, you take absolute value, become positive, become greater than 8. Now, then you solve it. So solve for t. So you +4 both sides. +4 both sides. Then you will get it's -2t greater than 12, or -2t less than -4. Then you divide it by -2t, 12, and you divide it by -2, both sides. Greater than, you have to change less than. Or -2t, -4. You divide it by -2, both sides. This less than, you have to change to greater than. Then -2 cancel. So you got it's t less than -6, or -2 cancel, or t greater than 2. That's a solution.